Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. In this video, we are going to talk about activating the third eye, the pineal gland. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple of products that we make at Truly Holistic that assists in that process, but also talk a little bit more about the importance of it. Right, so the two products that we make is the Insight Pendant and Insight Activation Tool. And one is made with 14 gauge that is flattened, so it's for a pendant, but you can also apply that directly to where the third eye or the pineal gland is. And this one is made with a 12 gauge flattened double twisted wire, or single twisted wire, so it should say. And so it's a bit more hardy. So this is for use of putting it under your pillow. So, because of course, when we're talking about the pineal, yes, it's got all these spiritual enhanced abilities that come with the pineal, but also it secretes melatonin, right? So it's associated in regards to sleep and getting good sleep too. So we make a product that is a little bit more hardened that you can place under your pillow and you can use it while you're sleeping, and of course one that you can wear as a pendant during the day, for example. So now what I will say about when I first made this product, and I wore it for the first time myself. Wow. And again, I didn't place it there. I just wore it as a pendant, right? Put it around the neck. And immediately, this clarity that came forth, right? It was just like there was an expansion happening from the middle of my head out. And, it's like the colors. I was just looking out and around. I was like, wow, the clarity. Not just the clarity, but it's like what I was seeing had a heightened ability to the colors and everything around me. It was incredible feeling. Okay, so what I will suggest and what I will recommend, yes, it activates the third eye, right? Enhances the pineal gland. But also for anybody that gets congestion problems, sinusitis, nasal congestion, headaches, cloudiness, right? A lack of clarity, auditory systems. If you want to provide more expansion and clarity in the head and also remove that congestion, wonderful product, the Insight Pendant. Now, we use a particular cubit measurement that you will not find anywhere else, only at Truly Holistic, that we use to make these products. And it's directly connected to the pineal, directly connected to the third eye. Okay. And the thing about the pineal, or the third eye, is it's a dance partner to your heart, okay? Now, we're a soul consciousness, infinitely and authentically what we are. And the heart is what facilitates the soul, okay? So the issue with the human becomes, okay, we got here through the heart, right? The heart was the first organ that was formed in regards to the embryo, and it was kind of the spaceship that brought you as a soul consciousness to then utilize that vehicle, which we call a body for a lifetime. But as the human and becoming the human, we get taught to become a thinker, and thinking is not the domain of the heart. The heart is to feel our way. Thinking is the mind, right? So one thing we have as the human is the origin of the conflict of the human is we have these two discernments, mind, thought, mentality, and heart, feel, knowing. And generally what is felt, right, connected to the expression, our gut instinct, is ever present, right? And it doesn't arrive, it's there like that. It doesn't require time. It's ever present because that's what we are. This is the thing. The constant in your life is you. You can't get away from you. So you want to connect to the authentic aspect of you. This is really spirituality. This is really what Ascension is all about. And bringing everything of you here, right, to be represented through this form we call the body. Okay, so you need to know who you are to then know what you're not, right? So feel is ever present, right, but thought is not. Thought always arrives, and it's always second, okay? If we allow some indecision of what I should do, the choice I should make, we allow time to pass that allows thought to come in and intervene, and then we're like, okay, do I go by what I feel about this or the thoughts, what they're telling me to do? And that really becomes that internal conflict, is that we've kind of got these two forms of discernment, and generally they don't align. And who do I go by, right? So when we're in our heart, right, which is our natural state, a state of being, this is why we're called human beings. And when we become thinkers, we adopt the mind-thought mentality pathway, right? And what happens is we are no longer human beings because we don't know how to be, because we're always doing acts of doing, and we believe that's part of our life. But all humanity's problems, including our health problems, is not out of a lack of doing. It's always out of a lack of being, because being's our natural state, right? And that natural state's facilitated when we allow that heart field knowing pathway to lead us, right? So when we're in our heart, there's a direct connection between the pineal and the third eye with the heart, right? That's what keeps that activated, actually. Now, because we are taught to become thinkers, right? So to adopt mind-thought mentality is what severs that link between those two dance partners of the heart and the pineal, or the third eye, which I like to call our insight, because, right, our place of attention, right, there's a saying, where attention goes, energy flows, right, which implies that what we look at, we give it our energy, we invest our energy into it. And that matrix of our attention is a pyramid or a triangle, the two eyes to see and the one eye to know, right? This is why they call it a third eye, or an eye. And of course, they've looked at it now and it's got optic receptors in it. So no wonder the ancients knew what they were talking about, right? And so, but our eyes that we see are greatly limited. We only see 0.0035% of electromagnetic spectrum of light. So we need this to come in and kind of take us beyond that to have a higher level of knowing, right? This is why we want to get our heart open, facilitate our soul, because the soul is the part of us that's not bound to limitation, like the conditioning we get as the human. And all the conditioning doesn't come out of heart feel knowing, it comes from mind thought mentality. So mentality severs that, and mentality now is kind of taking the role of what our pineal third eye is providing us, but does a lousy job because it keeps us limited and confined, which often people would say is the matrix kind of world that we live in. Okay, and what happens also when we've severed that link and we're being led by mind-thought mentality, what happens to our nervous system? It's unregulated. And we know that unregulated nervous system leads to overwhelm, leads to stress, and that's connected to every health problem we experience. So that's not a good thing. So you're truly holistic. We know a lot about the third eye, the pineal, its importance of the connection with the heart and leading you. So what I'd like to offer to you today is, yes, we are talking about these products which do wonderful things, right? But also, if you want to have greater level of knowing or understanding of this connection, how the importance of the third eye, the pineal, but also leading a life, a momentary process that allows it to come to the fore and allows you to use it to its highest potential, invest in my reality coaching sessions that I provide at Truly Holistic. So to check the products out, go to my product store at trulyholistic.net trulyholistic.net/products/ if you like to book a session for reality coaching or a healing appointment in regards to if you're having issues with sleep or insomnia or anything that is also an issue in regards to this not being activated. Go to my appointment page at trulyholistic.net/appointments/ go and check it out. Got so much to share and so much available for anybody that either wants to open or activate their third eye in regards to their ascension or spirituality journey, but also for people that are having problems with sleep and the secretion of melatonin when it comes to the pineal. See you next time.